Hello folks, today we are going to start a brand new topic, that is control statements. So first of all we will understand about what is control statements and what are the types of control statement and then relevant example for that. So I will illustrate to you many examples. So let's get started. So what is control statements? Let me flip to the OneNote and I will talk here. Let me draw one diagram. So let's say this is our program, and in this program number of statement is there. So these are all the statements is written over in this program. So if we want to execute this set of instructions, this set of code, then what we will do, we want to execute this piece of code. So we can control this type of statement to be executed with the help of control statements. So with the help of control statements, control statements. So control statement. Now if we want to execute this part of code, then another control statement will be there and control statement will be there. So CS, control statements. Now if we want to control this piece of code and if we want to come out from this structure, then another type of control statement will be there. So we will be talking like how we have to come out from this control statements. So all these thing comes into control statements. So let me talk it here. So the question arises is, what is control statements? So control statement means if we want to control our statements to be executed, that is called control statements in simple language. Now control statements could be anything, like if we want to set for conditions and for the conditions our statement should be executed, then we will be using conditional statement. Now if we have a program and in this program we want to execute for repetitive tasks, for repetitive statement, then we will be using iterative statement. And now if we have some program and if we want to come out from this loop, come out from this statement, come out from this code, then we will be using jump statements. So control statement is of three types. First type is conditional statements. Second type is looping or iterative statements. Third type is jumping statements. So jumping statements. Now I will talk about conditional statements. So what does this mean? If we have, let's say in this diagram only, so let's say this is our program and in this program number of statement is written, and if we want to execute some parts of code, so this part of code we want to execute based on some conditions. So based on some conditions this part of code will be executed. So if any such requirement is there, then we will be using conditional statement. Conditional statement. So conditional statements. Now come here. So there are many types of conditional statement. So in conditional statements there are many conditional statements. So first one is if, second one is if else, third one is if else later, fourth one is nested if else, and fifth one is switch case. So we will talk firstly if condition. Let's say in this program So in this program, if we want to execute this piece of code, right, based on some conditions this code should be executed, then we will be using if. So then we will be using if. So if condition, we will apply condition here, and based on this condition this piece of code will be executed. So this piece of code will be executed. So how we will write the syntax for that? So in if condition, the syntax will be, let's say, if, here conditions you have to write, if condition, and here statements. And you have to think about, like, if we have written if condition, here we didn't use semicolon here. Why? Because this curly braces starts from here. So whenever we are using curly braces, then we do not use this semicolon. But in statements, so this is the end of the statement, that's why we are using semicolon here. So that's why we are using semicolon here. So in that if condition, we do not have to use semicolon here. What will be the syntax? So if condition and then statements. So statement will come under this curly braces, starting curly braces and ending curly braces. So if this condition is true, then this piece of code will be executed. So for that we will write the code. So in this I have to create another session. Package and use session 5. Finish. In that we will add one class. So class will be if statements. Demo. Use this public static void main, check this checkbox and finish. So here we have pasted it. What we are doing here, we have initialized one variable age, and in this condition, so in if block, we are checking the condition first. So this is the syntax. So for if, we have to check the condition. If this condition is true, then this piece of code will be executed. So here we are checking age 30. So 30 greater than equals to 18 or not? Yes, it is greater than. So print system out dot println eligible for board. Now Control S and just run it. So eligible for board. Now if we have, let's say, if we used, let's say, 17, so age is 17 now, so will this code will be executed? No. Why not? Just check once. Click on this. So there is no output. So you can think that if age was 30 here, so this piece of code was executed. Now if age is 17 here, so there is no code for that. For this reason, we have another control statements. For this reason, we have control statements. So what is control statement? Another types of control statement, if else. So that's why if else comes into picture. Control C and if else. So in if else, the same, we will write the syntax if condition is true, then execute this piece of code. So here we will write statements, then use semicolon, and in else we have to use curly braces, and here as well we have to write statements and then use curly semicolon, and then use semicolon here at the end of the statement. So if this condition is true, then execute this piece of code. If this condition is false, then execute this piece of code. So this is what it means. So if condition is true, then execute this piece of code. Else means this condition is not true. So if this condition is not true, then execute this piece of code. For printing purpose we will be using else. So if this condition is not true, then something should be there to print it out or execute some code. So that's why else block is there. So I am just commenting for future use. So let's say comment it here. So this code was for if this code is for if statements. Now I am talking for if else. So we will write if, in that we have to use condition. So for this we have to use one variable int age is equals to 17, and here we will check the condition. If age greater than equals to 18, then system.out.println eligible for vote, right? Eligible for vote. Else what we want to do, if it is less than 18, then execute this piece of code. Not eligible for vote, right? So in this condition this else will be executed. Now check once, save and just run this. Not eligible for vote, right? So if you will check for, let's say, 30 again, so this piece of code will be executed. Eligible for vote, right? If we check for, let's say, 15, then this piece of code will be executed. Not eligible for vote. For checking of multiple conditions, we are using if else ladder. It might happen that we have to check many conditions, and based on the many conditions we have to execute the set of statements, right? So for this purpose we are having if else ladder. So what will be the syntax? If else ladder. So it says we have to check first condition. So condition, if this condition is true, then execute this piece of code, statements. Now here we have to use else if. Again we are checking the condition. So here we will check the condition. Again we have to use statements inside curly braces. Statements. So this could be statement 1, this could be statement 2, and if we have, let's say, another condition we have to check, then else if another condition, then we use curly braces, starting curly braces and ending curly braces, and here we will write the statements 3, right? And then use semicolon. If none of the condition is executed, so if none of the condition is executed and none of the statement is executed, So we have to check here else. Statements 4. So what if else ladder is saying, so if we have multiple conditions to check, and based on the condition we have to execute the number sets of statements, then we will be using if else ladder. So in if else ladder the syntax will be, first of all we have to check the first condition, and if this condition is true then execute this piece of code. If we have another set of condition to be checked, then we will use else if. Under the parenthesis we have to check the condition, and if this condition is true then execute this piece of code. If we have another set of conditions, so none of the conditions is matched, then we have to check another condition. So for else if we have to use again else if, and under this we have to check the condition. If the condition is true then execute this piece of code, and if let's say none of the condition is satisfied, then we have to use else block, and if none of the statements is executed then this piece of code will be executed for the else block. So let me talk it here. So where we have to implement this, so let me comment it first. Now I am talking about if else ladder. So in if else ladder, so let's say the requirement says if age greater than 0 and let's say and age less than 13. If this is the requirement, then print child, and let's say here age we have written like this, age is equals to let's say 11. So if age is 11, then in this if condition we have to check if age greater than 0 and age less than 13, then print child. So for this age, this condition will be true because we know that age is in between 0 and 13. So this piece of code will be executed. So no worries, we can execute, we have to use if condition for this. Now let's say I am saying if age is 14. If age is 14, then what conditions we have to use? Then we have to use another if else, right? So else if age greater than equals to 13 and age less than 18, then print teenager. So age is 14, so this condition will not be executed because this if block will not be executed because age is 14 and this condition not matches. So it will come here else if, so it will check age greater than equals to 13, yes, so this condition is also satisfied, and age less than 18, so this condition is also satisfied. That's why we are using and. So for this and we can use like this. So this is the pseudo code we are writing. So this and means ampersand, double ampersand. So I will talking when we will write the code, let it be here and as it is. So and age less than 18, then print teenager. So for this condition you tell me this if block will be executed or not for 14 age, yes or no? Yes, it will be executed. Now if let's say the requirement says age is 19, so it will check again coming from the first one. So it will check this condition, age greater than 0, yes it is greater, but age less than 13, but here age is 19, so this condition will not be executed. Then another if block will be executed. So here age is 19, so age is 19, here age greater than equals to 13, yes it is greater than 13, but this condition will not be matched because here it is saying age less than 18, so here age is 19, so this condition will also not executed. Now we have to check another condition. So else if age greater than equals to 18 and age less than 60, then print adult. So for this age, this piece of code will be executed. So age is greater, just check once, age greater than equals to 18, yes. Age is 19, so 19 greater than 18, this condition is satisfied. Here it will also check age is 19 less than 60, yes this condition is also satisfied. So if both the condition is satisfied, then this print will be executed, adult. Now you tell me, if age is let's say 60, so it will check from the first one, it will not executed, second one it will not be executed, then the third one it will not be executed. Then we have to use another else if. So else if age greater than equals to 60, then print senior citizen. Senior citizen, right? So for 60 age, so this condition will be matched. It will check 60 greater than equals to 16 or not. So 60 greater than equals to 60 or not. This condition will be matched and it will print senior citizen. Now if we will change, let's say 80. So for 80, this piece of code will not be executed. This piece of code will not be executed. This piece of code will not be executed. Now you tell me, this piece of code will be executed or not? Yes or no? Yes, this piece of code will be executed. It will check age 80. So 80 greater than equals to 60 or not? Yes, it is 80 greater than 60. So it will print senior citizen. Now if we take, let's say age is equals to 0. So here our condition is checking from the first one till the last. Another else block is required. So here else is required, else here else is required, and in else we have to directly print invalid age. Now if you will, so for this requirement, can you implement the if else block, if else ladder? Just take your time and just execute it, so you will be familiarized with this concept. So let me talk it here. So again we have to check, if for this requirement we have to check condition. So we have, for this we have to take age, int age is equals to, let's say 1. So age greater than 0 and age less than 13. So I have already illustrated with in the previous videos what does this mean. So this is and percent, double and percent means and. So this is and percent means logical and I have already illustrated in the operator section. if you do not know this, check my previous videos. You will be familiarized with all the concepts there related with operators. So let's continue here. So double and percent. So this is and percent means logical and. So it will check age is equals to, here age is 1. So 1 greater than 0. Yes, this condition is satisfied. And double and percent means and. So here it will check 1 less than equals to 13. So this condition is also satisfied. So and percent, the rule of this and percent means if both the condition is satisfied, then this if block will be executed. Then this system out.println will be executed. So here we will write child now if age is, let's say, 13, so this piece of code will not be executed. Then we have to check another else if in that age greater than equals to 13 and age less than 18, system out.println teenager. So if age is, let's say, 18, and you know that if we are checking this 18, so this code will not be executed, because whenever if we will include this equals to, then this code will be executed, then this condition will be satisfied. So when age is 18, so then this condition will be true, because 18 equals to 18. So it will check the both the operators, this small than, smaller, greater and equals to. So here age is 18. So we have to check another condition, else if age greater than equals to 18 and age less than 60. Adult. Else if, so now requirement says else is 60. So for this we have to check another condition, if age greater than equals to 60. So above 60 or equals to 60, it will check for every conditions. So system out.println senior citizen. Now if age is, let's say, 0, block will not be executed, this else if will not be executed, this else if will not be executed, then else if not executed, then this else will be executed. So this else block will be executed. System out.println invalidates. That's all. This is the piece of code. Now save and run this. So age is 0, that's why invalidates. Now age is, let's say, 60. So this piece of code will be executed, senior citizen. Now I just want to make it as 18. So age is 18. So this piece of code will be executed, adult. Now if we want to check for, let's say, 17, then this piece of code will be executed because 17 comes under 13 and 18, so teenager. And if let's say age is 1, if age is let's say 1, then this piece of code will be executed, child, so child. This is the best example for if else if block. Now enough talking about age, let me talk it here another example. So this was the example 1. So this was the example 1. Example 1, just comment it down, just comment it for future use. Now example 2. Example 2, what example 2 says, so print week name based on the weekday. So what it says, print week name based on the weekday. So let's say if weekday is 0, then we have to print what? Sunday, like this. Let's say if weekday is equals to comment it, if weekday is equals to 1, then print Monday, like this, then print Monday. So weekday we have to take the input. If weekday is equals to 0, then print this Sunday. If weekday is equals to 1, we have to take the weekday as input, and if weekday is equals to 1, then print Monday. So print all the week name based on the weekday. So this is the question, print all the week name based on the weekday. So weekday is this 0, weekday is 1, and week name is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and so on. So could you please do that with this if else ladder? Just pause the video and just implement by your own side, so that you will get familiarized with all the concepts that I am talking to you. So let's continue. So if for we have to take the int weekday, so weekday is equals to let's say 0, right? So we have to check if weekday is equals to 0, then system out.println Sunday. Else if, so if weekday is equals to 1, then in else if we have to check another condition. So weekday is equals to 1, system out.println Monday. So you can see that condition is being increased. So this condition is checked for one time, another condition is checked for second time, and if we will write another condition, weekday is equals to 2, So then again the condition is increased, right? Number of times the condition is increased. So it depend on the this input. When the input is increasing, our condition is also being increased, right? So if let's say this weekday is 2, now again we have to check this condition, right? Else if weekday is equals to 2, then system out dot println we have to check for Tuesday, right? So it depends on the this variable. If this variable value will be increases, then we have to increase this else if for this example. So if weekday is equals to 3, then another if condition will be increased. So it will keep on increasing until the weekday is complete. So we have to use, let me copy this, it will save your time. So weekday is equals to 0 1 2, now here 3, here 4, Tuesday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and here Thursday. Again we have to 5, Thursday, Friday. If we check for 6, Saturday. Let's say if weekday is 3, then this Wednesday is reprinting. So let me talk here. So if weekday is, let's say some user has entered -5, then which if block will be executed? So for this we have to use else. If none of the conditions matched, then this if this else block will be executed for sure. So invalid days, validate. Now print this. So for this example, invalid day is coming. Now if we will print for, let's say 5, so what is 5? 5 is Friday, right? So Friday will be printing, Friday is printing. So I will be attaching this demo file in the description box. Go to the description box and download it from there. So I will be providing the link for there to download. So our next topic is nested if else. So how we have to do it? So the basic syntax for nested if else is if condition use curly braces and starting curly braces and ending curly braces. In that we have to use if again. If condition and closing curly braces. So under this statement is there, statements. If so, if this condition is true, it comes under this block, and it will check this condition as well. If this condition is true, then this statement will be executed. If this condition is false, then here else block will be executed. Else block will be executed. Here statements will be there, and let's say at the first time condition is false, then here at the end else block will be executed. Statements. So this is the syntax. if this condition is true, then comes under this if condition. If this condition is true, then execute this statement. Then else block will not be executed, because this if block is executed. Either if block will be executed or else block will be executed. Both cannot be executed parallelly. So if this is executed, so this will not be executed. So if this condition is false, then this piece of block will be executed. At the first time when this condition is false only, then this else statement will be executed. Now here is our problem. So for this requirement, how we have to implement it? Could you please do it by your own? Just pause the video and try to do it. So let me talk it here. So let's say I'm taking one int age is equals to minus 1, and in this we will use if age greater than 0. If age greater than 0, but here minus 1 it is there, so we will use else block and we will write here invalid age. Right? Now I am talking for 1. So age greater than 0, it will check. Now again I will check if age less than 13. If age less than 13, system.out.println child, because if age greater than 0, so this condition satisfied, and age less than 13, so age less than 13, so if this is correct, then the controller comes inside, and the control and it will check again here. So if this is satisfied, then this piece of code will be true, and we have to print child. So that's why I am doing it here, child. Now if age is, let's say, 13, now we have to use else. Under this we have to use if age less than 18, right? So we will use system.out.println teenager. Now how I have written like this? So first of all, this condition is satisfied, we have written like till here. Now again it will check if age greater than 13. So if age is greater than 0, it is satisfied, so this will not be executed. Why? Because age is 13 here, so this is not executed at all. So it will come to the else block. Now in else it will check 13, so 13 less than 18, yes, so it will print teenager. Now what we will check for? We will check for 60. Now in if, we will write else block. In else block we have to again take if age less than 60, then what we have to write? Adult, right? How, you can tell me? So let's see here. So I am checking for this condition. So age greater than 18. So age greater than 18, this condition will be true. So controller will come inside this if block. Now it will check 18 less than 13. So this condition is false. So controller will not execute this piece of code. Right? So if this is false, then else block will be executed, right? Else block will be executed. Now it will check age 18. So here it is, let's say 18. Let's say I am printing for 17. So I have taken the 17 age now. So it will check if age 17 less than 18. Yes, it is correct. So it will print teenager. Now if I will take, let's say 18. So for teenager, you can see that this is printed. Now for 18, so we are checking for this. So age is greater than 18, greater than 0. Yes, correct. So this if block will not be executed because here condition is not met. So this condition is false. It will execute else block. So in else block, again it will check 18 less than 18. So it will not be executed. So this, because this condition is false, so it will execute this block. So 18 less than 60. Yes, it is will print adult. Now the only left is age greater than equals to 60. Print senior citizen. You tell me where we have to write. Here we have to write else block system.out.println senior citizen. So do we need if block for this age greater than 60? No, because only one condition is left, so we have to write it into else block. So if block will be executed or not, else block will also be executed. So just check once. Now I am taking the output as, let's say, starting from -1. Invalid age. Now I am checking for 1. So it should, what it should print? It should print child. So child. Now I am checking for 12. So it should print child. Now if I will change, you see 13. So what it should print now? It should print teenager. Save this and run. So teenager. Now if I will do here till 59, or let's say 18, or let's say 17, so it should print teenager. Now whenever I will just increase, let's say 18, so it will print adult, because this condition is true. This condition will not be checked. It will comes under else block. Now it will check 18 less than 18. So this condition will not be true. That's why this if block will not be executed. Then else block will be executed. Now it will check 18 less than 60. Yes, this is correct. This is true. So adult is printing. Now only left is, let's say I am doing for 59. So it should print adult. So adult. Now I will change for, let's say 60. So it will print senior citizen. So this else block will be executed for this example. Now if I will do for, let's say 79, so it should print, as per our previous requirement, it should print senior citizen. So senior citizen, right? Hopefully you have understood this. If not, write it into the description box. I will try to help you. Now only one thing we have left is switch case. So if we will go here, so if completed, if else completed, if else ladder completed, nested if else completed, and now we have left with switch case. So let me talk here, switch case. So whenever we have more conditions to check, instead of if else or nested if else, we have to check switch. How and what is the syntax? Let's figure it out. So switch, here we will write expression and then use curly braces, and under this we have to write case value 1, and we have to use colon and statements. So here we have to write statement 1 and break. Now again we have to use for case 2 case value 2, and in this we have to write statements and then use break. Why you are using break? So I will tell you in a bit when we have to write the code. So this is the syntax, you have to follow this. So case until it will just keep on increasing, it depends on our expression and the condition. Now the last one is default. So why we are using default? So if any of the case is not matched, then this default case will be executed. So in default we have to write some statements and semicolon, and here we do not have to use break. So here we do not have to use break. Why? Could you please tell me? Because this is the last statement, default case. So this is the last condition that it will execute. So once all the condition is not satisfied, then this default will be executed. So anyways, this is the last statement, so we do not have to use break jumping statement over here. So that's all for this switch case. So let me give you the example. Let me comment it out. So let's say for this example, yeah, this example 2. So here it will be example 1. Notice. So print all the week name based on the weekday, as we have previously understood. So week name is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday till Saturday, and weekday is like 0. If it is 0, then we have to print Sunday. If it is 1, then we have to print Monday, like this. So as you can see that if we have implemented if else if there are multiple statements, right? So you can see that there are multiple statements. So to reduce this code, we have to use switch case. So let's see here how it simplifies. So switch, first of all we will take int, let's say week day is equals to 0. Now in switch we have to use weekday and use the curly braces, and here we have to use case, and this is case sensitive. and this switch is case sensitive as well, so we have to write it in a smaller case, and case should always be in a smaller case. So weekday, so case 1, so if weekday is int, then we have to use 0. If weekday is a string, here in place of int, if it is a string, then we have to write it in a string. So let's say any string. You got it? So here it is of int type, that's why we are using case 0. And this 0, this value with this case value, it should match. So case 0, in that we will write system.out.println Sunday, and we have to use break. Now repeat for case 1. We have to use system.out.println Monday, and then use break. So let me copy this because it will save you time. So case 0, 1, 2, Monday, after Monday, Tuesday is there, Tuesday. So case 3, Wednesday. Now case 4, Thursday. Case 5, Friday. And the last case is case 6, and it should write Saturday. And after that, when all the cases is complete, then we have to use default, default, default. Under this we have to write system.out.println invalid week day. Let's run this. So our output is 0. So how it runs? So it will check weekday is 0. So weekday, whatever we are writing here, the variable name. So in switch expressions, at the place of expressions, we have to write as it is. So weekday is our variable name, so we have to write the variable here, weekday. And under this we have to use case, so this is case sensitive, and we are writing 0. Why 0? Because it is of int type, and this weekday is 0. So this 0 and this 0, it should match. If we will write here, let's say 1, then this case is matching, right? If we will write, let's say 5, then another case is matching, case 5. So we have to write it in this manner. So under whenever we will write case 0, so after colon we have to use colon. This is the syntax. We have to write the statements, so any statement. So for this example, if case is 0 is there, then we have to write Sunday, system.out.println Sunday, and we have to use break. Why break? Because once this condition is met, we have to come out from this switch case. So we have to come out from this switch case. So if we are taking the 5 as weekday, so it will check for this 5 label. So case 5, if it is match, then Friday will be printing and it will come out from this switch case. So if we will not use break statement here, it will keep on checking the cases and it will print wherever their break is there. So let's run this first. So 5 Fridays there. Now I am running for, let's say, 0. So Sunday, 0 for Sunday. Now I am running for, let's say, 6. So Saturday should be printing. So Saturday is printing. Now if I will write -6, so default case will be executed. So here default case will be executed and it should say invalid weekday. Invalid weekday. Now if you see that if I will remove this break, then what is the case? Now I am setting here for 0. You see it is printing Sunday and Monday as well. Why? Because I told you when it will check for weekday, weekday is equals to 0. So weekday is equals to 0. So it will check for those case which is having 0. So 0 is matched. It will print Sunday and here break is not there. So it will not, it didn't come out from switch and it will keep on incrementing with case 1. So case 1 it will also execute. It will execute Monday. So Monday is the output as well. And here it is break. So from here it will come out from this switch case. So Sunday and Monday will be the output. Now if you will remove this break as well. Now you tell me what will be the output. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday or Wednesday, or Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Just say this: Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. So that's all for this control statement. So what we have understood, so in control statements there are 3 types of control statement: conditional statements, looping iterative statements and jumping statements. So in this video I have talked about conditional statements and what are the types of conditional statement. So if else, if else ladder, nested if else, switch case. So next video will be on my looping iterative statements. So it will be uploading soon. So tomorrow it will be uploading and I will provide this text file and this example code in the description box. Do the download from there. Thank you so much.